Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A. It is the top of the hour. I made it. I made it to the top of the hour. Oh my gosh. Oopsie. I'm always fiddling with something. But anyway, here we go. One day we'll be in a wireless world where we don't have all these wires. Everything is like in a different way. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A. I know we're early today, but I am traveling today. Yeah, I'm traveling today. Here I go again. Traveling again. We have some things going on. I just woke up with the plane. We have stuff going on all over the world. California is on fire. That was on the news. We have so many things that have impacted people's lives in such ways. Gosh, this is all hooked up. There we go. In such ways, greetings and welcome to Chant A Psalm A. I'm trying to get myself together. We are here today again, everyone. Oh gosh, this is plugged out. I need light. We need light. Let's get some light, y'all. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for liking this video. Okay, there we go. We got light now. Every time I come on early, I seem to get more people, I guess because it's a different time zone. But we are here today on a Thursday. We're slowly creeping into the in and out of the new year, right? People celebrate the new year, January. I usually, well, I do, not usually, but I celebrate the new year September 11th. That's my new year. And in September, when my body, my clock inside, my internal clock, went into the new year, it was quite interesting and amazing because in September, that's also the Mascal. It's, celebration of a renewal and the new, ushering in the new. So in September, I had that, and I, was glad to be able to find out some things about myself. And as we grow, we get to learn, and hopefully we're willing to learn and willing to, grow. So we have this, I love the word today. As you can see, I'm just waking up. Yep, I woke up this way. Just waking up. And in that just waking up, it is on the top of the hour. Some places it's, it's actually every place is 13 after the hour, right? 13 minutes, 12 minutes, 14 minutes, 15 minutes after the hour. And as we look at the psalm today, the word today, and the verse today, I really must say I have to get some more tea. I have to get some more hot water. So I wanted to look at, I have the verse today, the psalm today. The psalm today, I'm going to tell you right out the gate, it is 97. 97, Psalm 97, and it's titled Righteousness Reigns. Righteousness Reigns. Some of you may not want to listen to this chant a psalm. You may be breezing through this video, all the live videos in your YouTube, and you come across this chant a psalm, and it's not religion in terms of, this divisive. It's not divisive. I'm not going to come on here and say, I'm better than you. My belief is better than yours. I'm not going to do that. Or your belief is not valid. You all have valid beliefs. What I try to do is liberate the word. And in so doing, I try to liberate the word. And in so doing, I have begun the day in a good way, right? I've begun the day in a good way, where I start off the day, I get up and I get myself in the right place for the day to be in a divine order, as the word today is divine order. The psalm today is righteousness reigns in a divine order, with the verse of the day talking about your treasure. That's where your heart is, where your treasure is. So, where I asked the question yesterday, who are you following? What are you following? What's going on? The psalm today talks about that. People tend to follow what's in, like the new fad or the new, whatever. People tend to follow that. And in so doing, we get depression, anxiety, loneliness, sadness, promiscuity. That leads to promiscuity, sleeping around with people because you're unhappy. You're just going to find the next thing. And this is what following the world does, because when we're not able to meet the requirements of the world, right, we get what they call caught up in debt, financial debt. And financial debt is a serious debt because it can impact your physical health. Hey, Aiden. Yes, I remember you, Aiden. How are you doing? We are chanting the psalm, so I don't want interruptions. You can leave comments of kindness and love. But as we unpack the psalm today, we're looking at several things, 3 things. We're looking at reigning righteousness. Righteousness reigns in a divine order. For where your treasure is, Aiden, there your heart will be also, according to Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 to 20. This is not me. I'm not making this up. I'm just a vessel. I'm going to get some hot water. So that is where we're going with it today. So I'm going to unpack some of this. I need to get some more hot water. And in three of these, in three of these, in three of these words, we have righteousness reigns in a divine order, and then we have the verse talking about where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So, and we'll unpack that, because when righteousness is reigning inside of you, it's going to shine outside of you. Be, and how that happens is through a divine order. Okay? Divine order. You are divine beings. You out there who are watching, people that you run into, they're divine beings until they show you something else, right? And we look at the divine order and we look at this treasure. Okay, that's where your heart is going to be. And what do you treasure? What are things that you treasure is the question. So I am going through healing, and my healing may look different than your healing. Your grief may look different than my grief. There's 7 stages of grief, right? I lost my son, my dad, my partner. And in all these losses, I may express it in ways that may not be pleasing to people, right? And that's why, is that really? Oh no, that's my hot tea that's heating up. So in that divine order, as a divine being, I want to be able to surround myself with those who also know that I am guided and led by something higher than myself. And when I live my life, I'm living my life to be led by that higher something else. That is goodness, mercy, love, and righteousness. That keeps me like a rudder guiding on the ship on the seas of life. Okay. So as we are, navigating this life and navigating our world, we have to know that feelings that we have can be controlled through emotional intelligence. And when a loved one has done something that causes our feelings to be hurt, we have to look on the righteousness. We have to let that reign. And letting the righteousness reign is important to the communication between individuals. And when we get caught up in our feelings, when we get caught up in our feelings, we don't see the bigger righteousness. We don't see that that something that hurt us is something to protect us. And when someone doesn't intentionally mean to hurt you and they hurt you, it says that you're being protected from something about that individual that you may have an attachment or emotional investment in, and you are not to have emotional investments in people. It's supposed to be emotional investment in yourself. Then you're able to make that relationship with that higher being more grounded. And Psalm 97 really sets it in perspective, because it tells about this righteousness that's above all, above even you. That's why it's righteousness before self. Self-righteous people put themselves before doing the right thing, or put other people before doing the right thing, right? I'm going to do the right thing. The right thing may make you mad and hurt you, but it's the right thing for me. And in knowing that, you have to be able to discern, and you will know, because it's something about you that's in someone else that you may not like what they've done, as long as they did not kill someone. They did not, murder someone or steal something, or do something nefarious. It's important to be mature in that emotional intelligence space. So, and that's how friendships can be, thwarted because of that, of putting self before righteousness. So this is what the psalm is. I prefaced it with something, but I wanted to, because it's important that we look at the relationship that we're building, the friendships that we're nourishing, the opportunities that we are receiving, So in Psalm 97, righteousness reigns. It reigns. Okay. Okay, let's get some more tea. Hot water, more hot water. So Psalm 97, righteousness reigns. In verse 1, it talks about righteousness reigns and the earth is rejoicing and the coastlands are glad. Coastlands are lands that are bordered by the coast, right? That's a coastland. We're having school in here too. So that's a coastland. So the coastlands are glad. These areas of the earth are taking on human, attributes. They can be glad as a human. So it speaks volumes in terms of the earth is rejoicing, the coastlands are glad. So, why are you sad and down? Verse 2, clouds and thick darkness are all around. And when I talk about darkness, I'm talking about no light. There's this thick cloud that is black. Yeah. And black as a good thing, not a bad thing, according to Psalm 97, verse 2. That thick darkness, that blackness, is all around that one, that righteousness. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of the throne of that one that reigns righteousness. So, I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is righteous, because this is what God, the Lord, Jesus represents. And we're so gung-ho focused on those terms or words or names and the name that we lose touch with the operational definition of that name, of that one. What does that mean? What is the meaning of it? So I see, righteousness reigning as evidence of the perfection of that one. And the perfection of that one, I came out of it. I'm part of that. However, I have to know how to be humble in that. And being humble in that is allowing knowledge to be received. And that knowledge is knowledge of myself, my shortcomings, my ability to lift up individuals, and some things that I do, people may question. When I had a home birth, people were questioning that. Like, why don't I just go to the hospital? Why do I want to have a home birth? Am I crazy? What's going on? When my intentions are good, but people can take those intentions and it manifests in their own weaknesses that they impart and blame you for. So people have weaknesses and they have insecurities and they have jealousies and envies. That's part of the humanness of a person. And when we lead from those places, we're going to get hurt. We're going to get hurt and disappointed because we're expecting something from someone. We expect them to this. We expect them to that. And when they veer off into something that's not expected, we get hurt because we've implanted ourselves into the person. And people can get caught up. They can get caught up. So in the psalm today, the Lord reigns. What does that mean? Righteousness reigns. And in verse 3, fire goes before the righteousness that reigns. Fire goes before. You know why? Because this perfection of righteousness, this one that is uniquely characteristic of perfection and love, and it's a boom, right? Like, ooh. And all the people are trying to seek after that in the way that they think, the way that they speak, the way that they work. And they're allowing righteousness to reign, not their selfish wants or needs, And when righteousness reigns, it has to reign with a burning, blazing fire, because that's what love of righteousness is. Moses saw it. When Moses saw that bush burning and nothing else around it was burning, not like California, where California is on fire. Los Angeles is going down. I don't even know I'm going to get to go to a conference that I'm presenting at in California because of this fires that are burning. So this fire that is described in verse 3 that goes before righteousness and burns up wrongness, the opposite of righteousness all around. So anything that's the opposite of righteousness is going to burn. It's going to burn. So that's why it's best to stay on the righteous path. Because of the adversaries, because there's an opposite. Okay, where there's good, there's bad. Where there's bad, there's going to be good pockets. Where there's good, there's bad pocket. You know what I mean? It's opposites. It's always have this yin and yang balance. So what are you going to represent? Who are you going to follow? What are you going to operate as in this journey? You know, what are you going to operate as? Who are you going to represent? Who are you following? That's the questions that come up. So in verse 3, 4, and 5, we see an earthly eruption. Fire, we see lightnings, and we see the mountains melt as wax before this righteousness. The righteousness is of all the earth. Remember I said righteousness is going to cover the earth as the water covered the sea. So whatever is burning in California, there has to be a balance. So whatever wrongness is happening, it's being, extinguished with righteousness. That's a burning fire. Fire is not to play with. You don't play with it. It's like you don't play with righteousness. You don't play with love. You don't play with the goodness of the Lord. You don't play with that. That's a serious commitment that you're making. And in that commitment that you're making, you're setting yourself up for a future. And that future that you're setting yourself up for, you're going to see your children's children. Okay. So verse 1, righteousness reigns. Let the earth rejoice. Right? Then we go into verse 3 and 4 and 5 with the fire, the lightning, the mountains. Verse 6, the skies above are proclaiming that righteousness, and all the people see. Everyone's going to see that glory. Okay. And then verse 7 kind of shifts. All worshipers of images are put to shame. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. All the worshipers of images. You can tell people who worship images, who make their boasts in worthless idols. They boast in worthless idols. Worship righteousness, all the gods out there. That's what you put first. It's righteousness. That's what you worship. Not an idol that's worthless. You're going to be put to shame. You're going to be shamed. So in verse 8, this sacred place, all right, that I'm talking about, is listening and is glad. The daughters of Judah is rejoicing. This is significant, daughters of Judah, because of the judgments. Because of the judgments. And the judgments is what's going to set things in balance, because we have adversity, wrongness, and righteousness is coming to set it in balance and to wipe it away, where righteousness covers the earth as the water covers the sea. That must be. That must be. So righteousness is the most high over all the earth, right? and is exalted far above all gods. All Christmas trees, all golden calves or reindeers, they call it this time. They're not calling it calves or golden calves. They're creating these big reindeers, um, these idols that they worship, and they boast about these worthless idols. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at the lights. Um, so in verse 7 is saying, look, all you who do that, worship righteousness, goodness, and mercy. Because listen, the sacred place is listening and is glad. The daughters of Judah is rejoicing because of the judgments, because things are getting put into the right place. Divine order is the word today. So, and that righteousness is exalted far above all these other idol gods, right? Verse 10, 11, and 12 kind of ends the Psalm 97 today. Those that love righteousness, I hope that's you out there listening. Do you love goodness and mercy and kindness and being truthful and authentic self, being that truthful, authentic self? Some people may not like it. Some people may not like what you post on Facebook. Some people may not like what you write in a book. Some people may not like how you teach your class. Some people may not like you. However, do not give up. Always know that goodness and righteousness is where you lead, what you lead with. And those that love that do not love jealousy, envy, strife, hate, evil, wrongness. Because that righteousness is going to preserve the lives of the good ones, the ones who stick in their love of righteousness first, not themselves, and feeling embarrassed about something or ashamed. The wicked and the devil evil is ashamed. Don't be that. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed about anything. You do not serve the people of this world on Facebook. You don't serve your social media. You don't serve that. Who are you following? Who are you serving? Are you serving the righteousness of that's the goodness and mercy and compassion inside of you, or are you serving that's outside of you? So people can get caught up, that's what I just said, caught up into following what they're following, and then the outcomes are not good. So that righteousness that you follow is going to preserve the lives of the saints and deliver from the hand of the wicked. And verse 11 speaks that light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright in heart. Joy. And verse 12, rejoice in righteousness. Rejoice in that. Not someone's post, not being liked, not how many likes you get, but rejoice in righteousness. You righteous, you who are good, and give thanks to the sacred name of righteousness. Give thanks. Give thanks. It's important. We are almost at the top of the hour. We're 20 minutes from the top of the hour, everyone. Selah and Selah again as we shift gears into manifesting what the psalm is today, 97. Okay. Hi. Greetings, hotel. You're late today. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day, where I'm just finishing up Psalm 97, talking about, excuse me, giving thanks, just saying thank you, giving thanks, and knowing that goodness is abound, right? That goodness and mercy and love and righteousness is going to reign. So just stay within that space. Go into the stand in the rain of righteousness and let it rain down on you, right? As we shift, and in order for that to happen, we need divine order, right? I had to clean up my office. I had an infestation of mice. It was terrible. So I had to clean up my office, I had to get things in order. And as I look at the word today, divine order, it's about cooperating with it to accomplish great things. So, what are you trying to accomplish out there? You need order. Okay, whatever you're trying to do, you need order. If you're trying to fix your finances, you need to put them in order, right? If you're trying to buy a house, you got to put things in order. If you are trying to whatever you're trying to do, there needs to be order, right? There needs to be order. So I bottled up, let me show you all. I bottled up a bunch of my oil, and this is it here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's Galore Miracle Oil, and I had to rename it because one drop has been taken actually. So I have to rename it. So anyway, yeah, my attorney's like, you can't name that. Da, 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 da. You got this copyright. Da, da, da. So anyway, it's Galore Miracle Oil. Okay, I put my name on it. See what happens. But I'm talking about divine order, right? Divine order. So I had to put these in a bag. I have a bunch of these. I'm going to be mailing them out to folks. This is a miracle oil. It's good for your skin. It's for external use only. And it's great for your skin. It's good for pain. It's actually good for mosquitoes too. So I discovered that. Anywho, with righteousness reigning, you need that divine order. It's going to accomplish great things. So I have this put in order. As a matter of fact, I have to print out some more Morianda citronella. I'll make copies of it. This scientific research on it. You need it, hotel? Well, you got to leave a comment so I can send you a bottle. You put it on and the mosquitoes, they stay away. I mean, it's a miracle actually. So I'm onto something in this divine order. So divine order, you cooperate with it in order to accomplish great things, according to the word today. And the word today, dailyword.com, the word today is divine order. The words, it's two, divine order. And it's brought to us today by Mark 4:28. Oh my goodness, 4:28. That's the birthday of someone I used to know. April 28, 4:28. How do we combat chaos out of our control? I'll answer that question. With righteousness. You gotta combat confusion, discourse with righteousness. You have to put that first. You have to put yourself on the side, because yourself may get emotional. You may have, feelings that may get hurt by something that's said that triggers you from a past trauma. So a lot of times we got to put ourselves on the side and let righteousness rule. Because when righteousness rules, we're less likely to get hurt. We're less likely to be embarrassed. We're less likely to feel ashamed or feel devalued or feel like a second class citizen. We're less likely to feel that way when we lead with righteousness and put ourselves on the side. People get too caught up with the emotional feelings, and they're not able to control those feelings because of the fact that they are not leading with righteousness. So the feelings become uncontrollable. They can't control them. And that's why people have affairs, people cheat in relationships, because they put themselves before the righteousness. And putting themselves before the righteousness, they can't control that emotional part of them, and they end up cheating or seeing someone else. Thanks for liking this video. Mwah! They end up doing that. So when you put righteousness first, you're going to do the right thing. Whatever your emotional feeling is about something is going to be put to the side. You can control it. People cannot control their emotions and their feelings, and they go kill other people, murder, run people down with a vehicle. Some people might not go to that extreme, but people stop talking to people. People deactivate their social media. They get into their feelings. And when we do that, we're less likely to see our own goodness and mercy. We just see the hurt and the pain and the trauma from our past because we're triggered by someone else. And we have to get over ourselves, in other words, I don't owe anyone any explanation, and no one owes me any. Listen to Peter Tosh, that song. No one owes me any explanation, and I don't owe anyone any. You live your life out of the goodness, hopefully, and the mercy and compassion that's been given to you to be able to breathe. Yeah. Oh, good. Hotel. You had good regulation of your emotions. You stay at a. That's good. Good for you. Emotional regulation, and we're gonna talk about this. I talk about this. I use a framework, and it includes emotional. It includes emotion, and in order for you to be able to socially be with others, you have to know how to be with yourself. And being with yourself isn't just being alone, but growing, reading, okay? Picking up a book and reading, and finding knowledge out is an important part of growth. So I like a person who reads. If you're not a person who likes to read, we're not gonna match. In terms of partnership, I like a partner that reads. I haven't found that. I want to be reading a book and they're reading a book too. And everybody is not the same. People in relationships may be different, and they're still together. They're maintaining that. However, those things keep a relationship together when you have those familiarities and similarities. So the words today, divine order, is brought to us by Mark 4:28. And Mark 4:28 speaks of the earth produces of itself. The earth produces of itself. We're talking about agriculture here, okay? First the stalk, then the head, then the full grain in the head. So Mark is trying to look at, well, I feel agriculture, agriculturally, how the earth and the fullness thereof is a relationship all humankind needs to have and be aware of, right? So the words today, divine order. I cooperate with that in order to accomplish great things. So this is my great thing, my healing oil. Okay, this is an oil that's gonna heal people. Hotel is no stranger to agriculture. There you go. That's what's up. I love that. That's where we get our food, right? And our sustenance. As humans in this flesh, we have to feed the flesh, and we have to balance it all out so that the flesh doesn't lead us, but the inside righteousness leads the flesh. You don't want to have it the other way around. So the word today, and I'm just going to read it, it speaks, when a task feels overwhelming or a goal feels impossible to achieve, I use my divine gift of order to create a plan. Do you do that? Do you use a order plan? That order inside of you, using that to create a plan, right? Breaking a task into smaller steps gives you the strength for the big jobs, and ambitious goals seem achievable, right? This is what happened to me. I had to break things down into small chunks. I had to throw a lot of stuff away out of my office. I had to get a worker to come and, fix things around my room and in my office. I had to get a new door. So I spent some money doing that. And in that, I had to organize my books. Yeah, I had to organize my books. And I'm going to, if you're on my live and you subscribe to my channel, I'm going to go live to show everybody my finished office and what it looks like. So, yeah, I need to do that. Anyway, that's a divine order. Things are put in order. I'm a librarian. I mean, that's what we do. We put things back where they're supposed to be, in order. So I order my steps, focusing my attention on what is before me. Remember, the psalm today talks about fire goes before him. Now, who's him, right? It's confused. Righteousness, goodness, that mercy, that love. Fire has to go before that to clear the space for that to flow in its fullness, right? Fire cleanses. That's why people sometimes talk about purify your words in the fire 7 times before you talk to me. So breaking here I go. I remain calm and steady as my task or goal becomes more manageable. So this is what happened to me. I had papers, piles of stuff all over. I was just like, I got this pile here, that pile there. Oh my goodness. I had to remain calm and steady so that the task at hand became more able to manage. Now it's complete. I got bins. I put stuff in bins. I'm ready for my summer workshop 2025. You know what I mean? I'm getting that together. So through it all, I commune with righteousness and feel oneness with the most kindness of all. Being one with that is just so beautiful. some people don't have to believe in God, but just believe in being one with the perfect love, just beautiful serenity and patience and kindness of that one almighty love. And people can get into their feelings and say they love you, but then you do something that they get a feeling about, um, because they're not putting that righteousness first. Their feelings get in the way and they're not able to control these feelings. We have to be able to control our feelings and not let our feelings control us. It's achievable, it's manageable. So through it all, this oneness with righteousness is remembered in the words of Alexander Pope, slave master, who wrote, "Order is heaven's first law." According to this Pope, I turn to the order I see unfolding all around me and stand firm in righteous order is divine perfection. So we trying to achieve that. People are waiting for God to come down from someplace. Get on the road. Stand firm and know that standing firm in order is that divine perfection. That's how you get to see that one perfect love. So as a righteous being, we all are righteous beings. We all are good beings. We all are divine beings. You're good, I'm good, and our personalities may be different. We may, post something on our social media that people may not like. Does that mean that, what does that mean? In other words, what does it mean? So as a righteous being, order is mine to manifest as I tackle my task. It's mine to manifest. So my task may be grieving the loss of my son, my dad, my relationship with someone. That's maybe my task. And as a righteous being, that is mine to manifest as I tackle it and I reach my goal with ease and grace. Not judgment from people. I posted a memory of the person I used to know or I used to be with. And that person I used to be with, that person is no longer there. So it's a memory that I just put on, and people were in an uproar. They were in an uproar like, "You're still in love with that person. You're stupid. You're in love with that person." I said, why would you think that? Because you're thinking from your perspective. You're not me to know the manifestation and what I'm tackling, that I am releasing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. You're caught up in the feelings of it, that, oh, she still is emotionally attached to this person she was with. And I want her, and now look at what she's posting, that she's making me think she's still in love. People, stop it. Stop it. Stop getting caught up in social media and Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all these things. Okay? What it really boils down to at the end of the day, right, is people are going to manifest their righteous being. Everybody's different. Okay? And when we catch a feeling about something, is because we haven't fully come to that relation with that divine supreme you know, righteousness within ourselves. You know, we have it. And I'm telling you that from experience. That happened to me. When my son passed, my dad passed, my relationship ended, I had to really go into myself. The within me is that divine being, that righteous being. I had to build that relationship up stronger because of these things that happened. So in reaching my goal, I'm reaching it with ease and grace, and I'm going to reach it by myself. Okay, good friends may you know, it's no friendship lost. You don't want to be my friend because I am tackling my tasks and reaching my goals with ease and grace, and I'm letting things out on social media that people are in an uproar about. Um, and people jump to these conclusions based on their own trauma and their own self, I would say, putting themselves and their feelings above what is right. And what is right is for each person to express themselves and manifest their order their way. Okay, as long as I am not out there driving a truck into a crowd and hurting people. I'm not out here, you know, telling lies. I am telling the truth. And sometimes that hurts. The truth can hurt. I'm telling you, it can. So I know from experience I'm talking from. Okay. So the words today, divine order, as we get to the top of the hour, we're 5 after the hour here now, 5 minutes after the hour. This words today is brought to us by Mark 4:28, right? How does this relate? The earth produces of itself. First the stalk, then the head, then the full head in the grain. Isn't that order? Doesn't that represent an order? It doesn't say the full grain in the head is first. It doesn't say, you know, people want to put the cart before the horse. That's what they want to do. They want to put the cart before the horse instead of allowing the horse, I'm going to represent that as the righteousness, lead the way. Right? So the earth produces of itself first the stalk, then the head, then the full of grain. There's an order. First your friends. You get into that friendship. You nourish your friendship. You know, your friend may do something that you don't like, but that's still your friend. You don't stop talking to them. People stop talking to me because they don't like what I posted. And it's like, okay, then that's what you want to do. It's fine. My thing is, it's important to be able to give righteousness a chance. Put yourself on the side and your feelings, okay? And do something higher than yourself, putting yourself aside. So jiggy with it. Sunshine, what's happening? 9. We're at the top of the hour. Wherever you are, it's about a little bit after the hour. Yeah, Sir Jiggy with it. I like the name. You just get me jiggy in the morning. We're too early in the rise for this. Jiggy. Anyway, that's the words today, divine order. And then we have the verse today. So divine order, Mark 4:28. Okay. It's interesting. 4:28 is the birthday for someone that I know. We're at an hour. Oh my goodness. So anyway, the verse today is coming from Matthew 6. Matthew 6. Read it. Matthew 6. Thank you for liking this video, by the way. Mwah. Matthew 6, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth. People getting those cars, they getting those this, they getting all this stuff. They're storing up on earth where moths and vermin destroy. That's what happened to my office. The vermin, they came and they chewed up my paper. They just, I can't store stuff up like that. And where thieves break in and steal. So I gotta take, valuable things, in my office. I store things up, and I can't leave food around because they're gonna come around, you know what I mean? I gotta put the food someplace. But anyway, we have Matthew 6, right? So we're not storing up these things. We're going to store up for ourselves treasures in a different place, right? Where we have our ancestral life, where we are going to get our wings, right, and fly. We're storing up that. So we're preparing while we're on earth, not to acquire things materially, but to acquire the knowledge and the calming of mind, the serenity and the patience, and the true agape love. That's what we're storing up. And we're storing that up inside ourselves. Because what's on the inside is what moves the outside. Check it out. So I love the fact that we have the knowledge to store up treasures in us. Thank you for liking this video. Storing up treasures in us where moths and vermin do not destroy. Because a moth and a mice can't get inside me to eat up, right? And destroy me. Right? Thieves can't break in and steal. Some people can steal your heart. You don't want that. You got to stand in love. Sir Jiggy, Hotel, and all of you on here. Better stand in love. Better lay low. So, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So, where do you treasure? What are you following? What are you loving? Are you loving a person? Then your treasure is in that person, and your heart is going to be there with that person. What happens when that person disappoints you, or they don't do something you expect, or or they trigger a memory that makes you get in your feelings? What happens? So putting your heart, treasuring, what are you treasuring? That's where your heart is going to be. Boom. Drop the mic. That's where your heart is going to be. Let me get my chanting bowl. I open my eyes big because it's like, woo, that was a big one. Yeah. What are you storing up? People get cars and can't afford to pay for the cars. People are living beyond their means. Yeah, people are living beyond their means. They got car notes that's $1,000. They got rent that's $1,000. They got, hey Floki, they got, stuff that they rent. They got to pay. People don't own nothing. They're slaves to the things that they have. They're slaves to the things that they have. They're working and they become slaves to their material things. Okay? And let me tell you, as we look at the end of this, we're up to an hour now. I am getting ready to end the psalm because I'm traveling today. I'm flying on the big bird. Oh my gosh. So, safe travels to me because you don't know what's going to happen out here. Um, but yeah, California is burning. Hollywood, Los Angeles, it's gonna slowly be going into those places. And why is that happening? Okay, Floki, do you know? um, so we have a lot of things that are, but we'll save this for tomorrow's Chant A Psalm. Tune in for tomorrow's Chant A Psalm because I'm gonna be in a different place. I don't know if I'm going to even be able to get there with the weather that's happening. But anyway, we shall see. Um, Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day, everybody. Divine order. Remember that. Stand in it. Don't fall in it. Divine order. Cooperate with it. Floki says greed. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons that these things are happening. I talked about it. You just joined. Welcome, welcome. But if you repeat and look at this again, you see there's certain things I mentioned about why these things are happening. So tune in. I will be live again. So check me out and have a beautiful day. Remember what? Stand in love. Don't fall in it. That's what we always talk about. Don't fall. Have a blessed day. Don't be greedy. Don't be jealous. Don't be insecure. Don't be envious. Don't be afraid to grow. Afraid to be uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. Be afraid to do the wrong thing. Be afraid to do the wrong thing. Be afraid to steal, kill, murder. Be afraid to do those things. Have a great day. See you next time. Love y'all.